Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of MarkRushtonGallery.com. And already the internet is unstable. Now it's getting better here. I'm just going to wait here. I'm just going to wait a little bit. There we go. Back to square one. You know what? I can't wait for the future because those internet problems are going to be way behind me by then. The gallery here, the studio space, is going to be much improved. Give me about 7 or 8, 9 weeks, something like that. It's going to be completely different, completely improved. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit. So what are you watching here? This is live art sale number 30 at the Mark Rushton Gallery. Live art sale number 30. I've done 30 of these so far. Amazing. If you do 2 a week, you do these and you get things done. So I've only got one painting I'm going to be featuring tonight. And we'll get to that here in a little bit. But I'm going to spend a whole bunch of time on it, talking about it, showing it off, doing all that sort of stuff. So let's get rid of the ticker down here because that drives me crazy. And before we get into the gallery, I want to take you over to Instagram at Mark Rushton, where I post all sorts of different things in there related to art, my paintings, little sayings, little reels. I'm up to 154 followers. I'm up like 2 here in the last day or 2. That's good. 1 a day is fine. Not a big deal. Go down. That's, I'll go back up. It's not a big deal. So what are the most recent reels you got here? This one from earlier this morning, the camera just keeps changing the color. That's okay. It kind of looks like the seasons are changing here. It was an unintended effect there. But this is one of my acrylic ink on synthetic paper paintings. Loose. It's not adhered to any sort of a surface. It's not framed. It's loose. So not complete. It's in the catalog. Who knows? It may be done. It may get reworked in the future. It may become part of a collage. I don't know. So this was the reel of the day. It didn't set the world on fire, but it didn't do too bad either. And then I made a little post today. Just, those don't get that much engagement, but I like to do on the posts, I like to do still images of the work. Sometimes you get me in there. This time it's a quote. A little quote here from Conversations with Picasso by the photographer Brassai. I think that's how you I don't know, who knows. Anyway, so they've got all the words here on the page here, but the main part here is right in the middle. Picasso, I aim for likeness. A painter has to observe nature, but must never confuse it with painting. It can be translated into painting only with signs. But you do not invent a sign. You must aim hard at likeness to get the sign. For me, surreality. How do you pronounce that? Surreality or surreality? Surrealism is simply that, and has never been anything else. The profound likeness beyond the shapes and colors by means of which things present themselves. I really just like the beginning part of this here. I aim for likeness. A painter has to observe nature, but must never confuse it with painting. It can be translated into painting only with signs. I think by signs there he means, well, I'm not going to guess what. When I see signs, when I see the word signs, particularly back from the 1930s and 40s, I think of the term semiotics, which is one of the crazy things I studied in college was semiotics, which was the science of signs, or I guess it was symbols, iconography, that sort of thing. The things that you see have a particular meaning. So I can draw a tree Doesn't have to be a real tree. It can be something that it looks like a sign of a tree. That's probably what he's getting at here. I'm guessing at. Those artists. But anyway, that's that's what you get around here. Out on the Mark Rushton Gallery. It's first and foremost, it's a gallery. You can come out here and look at the different types of paintings that I have available. You can look at the different types of prints I have available. You can look at the different types of merchandise I have available. I'm a recording artist. I have CDs. These are some of my CDs that are still sitting around. I got a calendar that can start on any month in 2022. And I've got something that I always love to go on about is the tote bags. I'll be making many more of these here in the future. Let's you see this type of stuff. It's so good. My painting on a little bag, 18-inch bag. These are great. Take them out. Super neat, right? But this live art sale is about the weekly sales section here, and I'm going to shrink myself down real quick. And so whenever you come in here, there's always it says up here, the summer sale, 70% off, weekly sale, original paintings. It should say painting because there's only one in here to this week, which is Washing Curve. And it's an original painting made with acrylic ink on synthetic paper. I'm going to hold it up here. I'm going to, we're just going to go through the photos real quick. Here at 8 by 10. Here it is on the mantle. That's what and we'll see it from the webcam here in just a second. As far as I'm concerned, this is an abstract landscape, by, the signs, which would be the fields. I would regard these as, kind of like soybean fields late in the season, or maybe cornfields late in the season, more like soybean fields. You get that soybean where it changes kind of color there for a few days or a week. Just down the road, I go for a little drive, and there they are. And there's the painting on the dining room table or up on the wall. Well, let's take a look at the painting here and see how this looks here up against this webcam. So let's see how far I can go in on this to check out that texture here. That's doing pretty good, Doing pretty good. I like that. It's like a hillside, maybe a little bit of grass, however you want to interpret it. The Washing Curve. If I get in here real quick, you can see the texture of the synthetic paper. Now, what I'm going to be doing in the new studio, pull this back here a little bit because that's more realistic there. I would like a camera that really does a deep dive into the texture and the surface of these paintings. Try to get that as good as possible out on YouTube, out on Facebook, Twitch, and then eventually rebroadcast to the translator channels, which are things like BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, where people watch this in a recorded format. But I'd like to be able to get that camera right up on there, real close in there, where you can see that where the text it looks better. And these are the fibers of the synthetic paper. I paint on a spun bonded olefin. It was invented by DuPont accidentally back in the 1950s as a waste byproduct. And it was patented back in the mid to late 1960s. It's comes in many different styles, formats, thickness. It's also, when you see a house that has the Tyvek wrap on it, that's a different variation of spun bonded olefin. Or if you see people sometimes in protective, you know, uh, bodysuits in clean rooms and stuff like that, that's another variation of Tyvek fabrics, completely synthetic. Here's the other great thing about this spun bonded olefin. Um, it's recyclable, but you don't want to recycle this. It's waterproof. It resists mildew, mold and mildew, I do believe. And it is it's just kind of amazing for a synthetic product, for it to be recyclable and for it to be have all those other properties there. It's acid free. It's acid free also. In the arts there, they always talk about, acid free papers and archival quality. Well, that's what spun bonded olefin is also. I came across this 30 years ago when I was a poor college student, poor art school student, getting ready to drop out. And I was in Dick Blick. I was in the back of Dick Blick looking for something cheap to paint on. And they had a big roll of this stuff on closeout. And I took it home and, I've been on and off. I've been painting with it ever since, over the past 30 years here, and really got back into it largely in the last few years here. This serves as the basis of many of my original paintings and the prints, which I'll show off here in a little bit. So anyway, this is Washing Curve. And normally where are we here? Normally a $149.95, but because it's 70% off, $44.95, and that includes free shipping in the United States. So here's all you have to do to buy the painting. Hit instant checkout, put in your credit card, put in your billing address, $44.95 free shipping. Pay now, comes to me, I fulfill the order. I'll put plexiglass on the front here. The D-ring hanging hardware stays there. It will be wrapped safely and transported in one of my USPS priority mail boxes. Ready to hang in your home. I got to put the little bumpers for your walls there, because you don't want these things kind of dinging your walls, right? I'm thoughtful. I care about your walls. Anyway, that's how easy it is to buy a painting from the Mark Rushton Gallery. But honestly, the main thing about the Mark Rushton Gallery is I just want it to be a gallery. I want people to come out here occasionally, follow along, take a look. What's new? I've got new art out here. Everything that I add to the site goes into new art. So you can kind of go down there and just kind of see what has Rushton been working on lately. That is, if you're not subscribed to my email newsletter or anything like that. I mean, you can subscribe to my email newsletter right down here. There's a pop-up too. But just down here, you just throw in the email, about once a week or so. Get a little update from me and the grocery store and your favorite restaurant in town and all these things. What's new? What's going on? A little bit of news. Sometimes there's a sale. Sometimes it's just good to kind of keep tabs. But let's, excuse me here. Let's look at the prints real quick. These are the prints that are available in the different type of surfaces, such as printed onto aluminum, dye sublimation, which I'll be doing a lot more of here in about a few months here when I buy a dye sublimation printer and heat press. I'll be making a small, cute little paintings. That's coming. That's coming with the new studio. You know, I also have them available through a fulfillment vendor in acrylic. Let's make this a little bit like, you know, so these look good, and you can touch them on the outside because it's acrylic. There's other surfaces as well. But here's some of the recent things that I've been making. The red lily. I took this photo about a year ago, and it's available in a print, magnet, tote bags, different surfaces. This is a thermal printed photo paper collage onto synthetic paper. It's been sort of colorized with acrylic ink, scanned, and it is what it is. That's the kind of thing that I do out there. I do like to take photos from the television, from webcams around the world, public webcams. That's what some of this stuff is here. Or in my own backyard. Then I have other stuff too, like these sort of abstract trees and these abstract landscapes here. But anyway, that's it for now. You know, the website is markrushtongallery.com. Click on the weekly sale. Take a closer look at Washing Curve, $44.95 for an original painting. Free shipping in the United States. I'll be back Friday night, probably around 8 or 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, with probably a different painting available. If this one sells, then I'll have a different one. And if it doesn't sell, I'll probably have a different painting available as well, too. So that's Friday evening, January 8th. This year is just rolling by. After the last 2 years, let's just make it even faster, right? Going to be interesting. Particularly in the fall here when I get the new studio. Talk to you later. Have a good night. Stay cool.